Hi everybody, welcome to another episode of Two Hands in a Radio, where we look at inexpensive shortwave radios, other stuff. I really like the other stuff. I digress. First of all, thank you to Chuck, who donated to the channel. Chuck's a long time supporter, good friend of the channel. Thank you, Chuck. I really appreciate you. And if you'd like to donate to the channel, there'll be a link down where my wiggler is in the description box. You can click on that. It'll take you to PayPal, and you can donate whatever you are inspired to donate. All that money goes to buy new radios. Or not new, they can be used, I suppose, but to buy new content for the channel. And contrary to popular belief, it costs a hell of a lot of money to run this channel, and it doesn't take a mathematician to figure that out. So anything that you can do would be appreciated. Today, I am frightened today. I got this on Amazon. It's $25.99. Had a 10% coupon with it. However, 10% coupon will put me under their free shipping. So I said, I'm going to bypass the coupon and get free shipping over $25. Anyway, it's $25.99, 10% coupon down under there. You always got to look for those coupons. And it is advertised as, we've been here before, Zhiwhis or Zhiwhis or whatever, Zhiwhis, the K-605. Great, we've looked at a Zhiwhis or whatever it's called. We've looked at one of those. Nah, it was okay. It was good enough that I thought I'd look at this one. This is a little different form factor. One I hadn't seen before. I thought, and that's the whole premise of the channel. Sometimes I take one for the team. I spend a little more money than maybe I should. Probably this is a great example. Shows up in an all-white box. This is it. And I said, okay, here we go. And we open it up, and right away I am greeted with absolutely no name. It just says K-605. Now the owner's manual, it is a fairly nice Chinglish manual. It says it's a KDKA K-605. So I don't know, it's just pretty generic if you ask me. It doesn't say anything on the back, gives you the ranges. You can actually pause while I blabber and see all the shortwave range from 4.75 to 2185. Power is a 500 milliamp hour battery, made in China, of course. There's no brand name. I always get scared. If you're not proud enough to put your brand on a product, you make me nervous. However, I digress. So, this is kind of interesting, though. It's still interesting. The stuff they give you. Let's look inside the box. We got a nice styrofoam thing. Then we have this multicolored lanyard. I haven't even looked at this. Some kind of workshop. Universal Studios Japan. Joy. Lanyard. Okay. I suppose that clicks into this, which I bet it does. Looks like I haven't. Yeah, that little wiggler thing goes. This is the day to use the word wiggle, I think. Oh, there it is. So it locks onto your thing. You can hang this around your neck. Kind of cool in a way. Not that I would probably do it, but it's kind of cool. What else do we got? We got headphones. It is listed as a stereo headphone. I have not tested it. I see no need. My opinion is not going to be the same as your opinion of the headphone experience. It advertises as stereo, so it's stereo. We got a, I dropped that with some disgust. I did not mean to do that. I meant to set it gently. We have a user's manual, and like I said, it's kind of a bad English kind of thing, and you really have to kind of read between everything. And then we have, oh, you've got my heart, you give me a pouch for the radio. It's a little bigger than, I guess you could put everything in there, I suppose. That was kind of nice. A little pouch is kind of neat. I think we can muddle through it. I've read the directions, and I think we can kind of muddle through it all, I hope. I've just turned it on just enough to say, meh, it works. That's about it. Now what everybody's here for, it is 3.4 inches tall, 1.8 inches across, 0.7 inches thick, has a 1.8 inch LCD screen. It is a DSP radio. Has a 10-inch antenna. It's called a 6-segment 10-inch antenna, and trust me, it is ultra fragile. I don't know how a 10-inch antenna is going to get much in the shortwave department, but we're going to try. I can't tell if I'm in focus. That's always a good thing. Speaker-wise, you can see down in there, it is just a button for a speaker. Not much at all. We have right here these two buttons. Some of it is multi-press, long press, or short press, and things like that. Short press is you go to your memory stations. You can browse through your memory. Okay. Long press is to change the volume. Gosh, I'd like to see that the other way around. Whatever. So it's, to us, it'll be for volume. It does have, in the memory department, it has 20/20/50. 20 medium wave, 20 FM, and 50 shortwave memories. It can do an automatic search and store. So that's kind of cool. Over on the right-hand side, we have a, gosh, such small print, who could see that? A band scan time button. We could set the time, we can scan with it. Long press and you can scan. It'll search and store is what they call it. So you can click this between AM, FM, and shortwave, and then you can scan inside there and it'll store things in memory for you. Tuning button up and down. No tuning wheel on this little fella. It's just a click of the button is all you're going to get. If you long press these buttons, it will search to the next station. That's going to come in kind of handy. Our regular little USB charging port there, mini USB, micro USB, whatever USB it's called. And there will be some windbag ass that has to correct me on everything. But I digress. The backside. See, I always freeze up on camera. My brain locks up. And I forget simple stuff like micro USB. I forget it. And then I always, like I said, some windbag asshat has to say, oh, that is the micro USB 16550. Or some, give me oxygen. Anyway. I threw these with disgust. May have to keep those out. I might have to use those for later. Anyway, just looking at my notes here, we got a bunch of them. The right hand or the left hand side, just a simple switch, FM off and MP3. And I said, FM, where's the rest of it? And you read in the manual, and FM is code word for AM, FM, and shortwave. Alrighty. Works for me. I mean, it saves print of writing down the side of the thing of what it's going to do. We're back actually to the front end of things. There is a lithium-ion battery in here. Gotta make sure I call it the right thing or people get all nervous. 500 milliamp hour. It takes 3.5 hours to charge completely, and it can give you up to 14 hours of battery life, depending on the volume and what you're doing. MP3, high volume MP3, you're going to get a lot less battery life. So, with that, I think we're about ready to fire this thing up and see what happens. I'm going to get the little antenna out, just so it's out and ready to go. Let's start off with something easy, the MP3 stuff. And it should immediately start to play. And that's how you adjust the volume. Holy jeep! That's kind of cool. Now listen one more. And you can also, with the tuning button, you can pop to the next track. Wherever you want to go. Whatever you want to do. Nobody really cares. But it does. Oh, I should have stopped the show real quick. On the top, we do have the antenna. We have a micro SD card, which the Chinese call a TF card for copyright reasons or something. And then our headphone jack is on top. So, nothing on the bottom. So let's go to, where am I at now? It's supposed to tell me on the screen, FM. Let's look around on FM and just see what happens. There's my benchmark, 88.7 out of Indianapolis, WICR, I believe it is. Gosh, that's not bad at all. If you can get that, and then you just hit it, and of course it's going to scan, which is kind of nice because I don't want to hover around music. And I had somebody comment the other day.
They were filming it inside a Sing Sing prison in New York, and apparently they didn't mention the First Step Act or any of the criminal justice stuff that the president had done.
Somebody commented the other day, why don't I get an FM transmitter and broadcast? All that does is just show, it doesn't do anything for reception. All that does is show how well the speaker sounds, so that's why I don't do it. I think there's some legal issues with it. I understand that the FM transmitters, low power, are legal. But if anybody would happen to hear it, then it becomes illegal. And out here, I can't guarantee how far something like that would travel. So I choose not to use an FM transmitter. And like I said, all that does is show you, okay, so it gets one frequency, and that's all it does. And the transmitter happens to be 6 inches away, and all you're doing really is just showing how well the speaker sounds. Doesn't do anything for FM reception, so that's my answer, and I'm sticking to it. But anyway, if they talk, we can hold on it. When it shows error, that's because I'm short pressing it trying to go to the next memory channel, and there aren't any.
Some that are waterproof. I have the E50s, which is kind of the general, and I wear them to work out. I wear them pretty much all the time. They're so comfortable.
Well, good for you. I am proud of you, whatever that is. And you can tune it just one click at a time, and boy, that is cumbersome. That should be Q95 out of Indianapolis, and not getting that worth a hoot. Oh, I can hear it. That's about it. Let's just hit the button and scan. Makes it easier on all of us. It's got a good volume to it.
The mayor's called for the meeting following the mass shootings in El Paso and Dayton. This is ABC News.
So that's not bad.
A free flu shot from Walgreens.
It doesn't matter.
That's our local station. That's an Indianapolis station. So it doesn't do too bad, really. Oh, the band switch, before I get blasted with copyright. Band switch, you just toggle between medium wave, short wave, FM. We'll go medium wave. There is, with the power off, you long press your minus button, and it'll show you whether you're 9 or 10 kilohertz. Then you use the other short press button, plus button, or minus button, short press either one, to select 9 or 10. and then it locks in. So I've got it set on 10 right now. And let's just roll down here. We'll go backwards for a bit. See if I can get WLW. Yeah, I can hear it. That's about it. Kind of hear it. I don't expect much during the day. Okay, well, let's go forward now. See if it can search anything. Okay, so it actually stopped on that weakness. That's kind of nice. WHAS out of Louisville. That's nice. Oh, but you skipped our local station completely. Let's just manually look at it. It's not going to be that difficult. Shortwave's going to be the one that's really going to be. There's Indianapolis. Okay, so it does, that DSP is kind of a, some of these we found where it starts really slow and then locks in on the station better. Not sure how great that's going to be for, that's not great at all for DX. I'm sorry. I don't care for it. You either hit it or you don't. And I don't like that start off really weak and then get stronger as it locks in. That's just, whatever. That's just me. I don't care for it. And that's the whole thing about all this stuff. I did a whole 30-minute speech on fit, how well something fits for you. And it may not be a problem to you. Maybe you think it's the greatest thing since sliced bread. And that's great. That's cool. We all, you know what they say about opinions. We all got one. And I seem to have my share of opinions out there in the world. Substitute any words you'd like. Let's just run up to 1390, see if it can do that. It's there. Yeah, it's there. So that's kind of cool. This would be fun. This would be fun also, and there's, I've had other comments of people that don't understand. I try to keep this stuff under 30 minutes. Sometimes I go really, really over, but I try to keep it around 30 minutes. This would be great if you were sitting in your recliner and had time to click and wait for each station to lock in. That would be kind of cool. But just for the sake of the outrage culture, I have to move with purpose. And like I've said numerous of times, this is not Consumer Reports. I'm not dissecting this radio. I'm just giving you my initial impression. And then you can use that and say, I'd like to buy one, or I think that sucks, and I'll pass. Yeah, it's okay. I mean, it's going to be meh, whatever. Oh, at some point in all this, I'll show the innards to the whole thing, a picture of the insides, and you can see the ferrite bar is down in the bottom here, teeny tiny little bar. You can also see the batteries in it for all the people that are overwhelmingly concerned about batteries. You can see a picture of that. You can see an actual exploded picture of the whole thing. And for any of the people that are into that stuff. That might be a good place for the picture. Anyway, I digress. Okay, well, that's good enough. Now, the one I'm interested in, shortwave. And I don't know if it does go half step, 47, 75, 80, 85. That's cool. I would say for this exercise, we probably ought to give it a little extra help. I hope I was still in the camera then. I look at the screen and get focused on the radio, and I get lost sometimes, and then I start drifting out like this. Yeah, well, you get the idea. Let's hook up. I've got about a 10-foot section of wire that I'm going to hook up, and I'm going to actually drop that down because it is super fragile. Expialidocious or something like that. So we're in shortwave, and I keep looking over here because I want to make sure I'm hitting the right button. Let's just see if we can go back to 5 megahertz. No tuning wheel is not pretty to tune, that's for sure. Well, there's 5. I don't expect it today. It's 1 o'clock in the afternoon or so. The clock's not right on this. It was just, that's close enough, and I'm not going to mess with it. Probably won't mess with this radio after this point. So why go through all the hassle of setting the clock just so people can see what exact moment it is in time? That could be my new disgust emoji. What is an emoji anyway? Nobody cares. We make up words. We make up stupid shit. Okay, I feel better now. I don't know. See, the thing with this, I'm afraid that I'm glossing right over the top of things. And I guess I need to gloss and just not worry. I need to look at it and make sure that it's continuous, because it sure looks continuous. It searches really, really quick. And now it's going to probably hit into some single sideband stuff. Probably not. 74, 76, 77, 8. So it is continuous. That's interesting that it is continuous. And like I said, if we had hours, we could chunk and chunk and chunk and chunk. I don't know that I have. No, wait, let's go back and see if 9395's there. I don't know that I have the patience for this. That's another thing about fit. I appreciate the fact you gave me a Universal Studio lanyard, but I just don't know if this is a good fit or not for me, because I do have a extraordinary lack of patience. So there's 9395. See, I just skipped right over that. So the search is really kind of worthless, but I don't have time to sit here and do this. So let's wheel up to 10, see if it finds anything. Okay, it's something. I kind of hear it, but kind of don't. I hear something, but not really. Just make sure it's not some wacky, out-of-place thing. Well, let's keep going. Let's just let it find what it's going to find. Because I don't think people want to sit here and... I say that. What this is... There we go, finally. Okay, so super strong stuff it's going to find. At least that's good. I don't know if you're going to jog and listen to shortwave anyway.
Guerrero, coordinador de la Unión Patriótica de Cuba en La Habana, también fue detenido.
Cool. That's FT8 there. That's fun. digital stuff. Google can help you with figuring out what FT8 is. I'm amazed at how people can't use Google anymore. Oh yeah, it just whizzed right over 15. Let's go back, see if I can even get close to stopping it. You got me on that one. Whatever that strange tone is, I have no idea. Huh. Okay. So it's doing something for us. That's kind of interesting. This would be cool if you were out, you know, whatever, a hike or a walk, or I don't know, you want to jog with a 10-inch antenna stuck up in the air. But the thought's there. It's kind of neat. On a camping trip, just want something small, toss around, be kind of cool. Yeah, after 19, I don't know that you're going to find anything. So it's a continuous search. That's kind of interesting. And I know we do get a little worried where it skips. It's just the international bands and that's it. Yeah, this is kind of interesting. I don't think I'm going to give it a gold star by any means, but it's interesting. I like the form factor, and then it goes right back to where it all starts at. Goes back around and at least stops there. It just doesn't keep going, cycling through. Kind of an interesting little radio. Final thoughts on it. It's kind of expensive for what it is. There's a lot of features though. MP3, AM, FM, shortwave. Packed in a little small box. That's kind of cool. But I think it's a little high priced. $25.99 is really, you're getting into another level of radio. This would be a good $12 radio or $10 radio or somewhere in there. Maybe I'm being too harsh on the price. I don't know. Interesting little thing here. I don't know. Rating wise, it doesn't bowl me over. It does what it's supposed to do, yet it's not the most friendly thing on earth. The volume stuff is cumbersome. The tuning thing is, my fingers already got a cramp in it from press. Does have a backlight. I don't know if I mentioned that or not. It has a white backlight that comes on, so that's kind of cool if you need that. Just looking over my notes while I think about a rating for it. It's just not user friendly. So I can't give it a 5, that's for sure. You know, would I buy it again? No. Definitely not. Will I use this ever again? I guarantee no. You know, so the rating starts dropping from there. It's a sunny day, and I want to give it the benefit of the doubt. And good battery life, if that's what it lives up to. I'm gonna catch hell for this probably. I'm gonna give it a 3.9 out of 10. I think that's pretty fair for this. Yeah, that's all I got. It doesn't strike me as great. It's okay. The price is way too high. Lower the price, might come up to a 4.5. So anyway, that's all I got. If you enjoy the video, give it a thumbs up. If not, I do not blame you a bit. And Make sure you hit the subscribe button, the notification bell, all that silly stuff that everybody's supposed to do that means absolutely nothing, and get out and enjoy the day with the radio. We'll see you at the next review. I told you it'd be 30 minutes.